think we're good. Testing, testing. Perfect. All right. So what's going on, guys? Starting this class a little bit early today. um, it's quiet house right now, so I wanted to start early so we could at least get through pairs without me needing to take a pause and shit like that. So we know we look at 10 pairs, 11 now because we did turn on EA, right? So we're looking at AU, CHF, JPY, EURCAD, EURAUD, EURUSD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, gold, and Bitcoin, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So let's start from the top, right? So AU, right? Where now we have 2 days of counter rise. We understood that our point of interest, right? Our first point of interest for price to go down was this engulfing candle. But we know that this engulfing candle wasn't valid because it doesn't have a bottom wick, right? Our second point of interest is a 30-minute high and the 4-hour high, which is the highs that we're getting into now. Our third point of interest, which is where I believe we're going to get our pullback, is the 78.6 fib retracement, which is also 75% of the imbalance candle that was created a few days ago, right? So we still have a few more pips to go to the top side before we see a turnaround. And right now we have 2 days of rise, so we already know tomorrow, well today we're already expecting a third day, and that new high was already given, and we're also reaching the 800 EMA. So with that being said, AU is just one pair we have to just be patient with, right? And we know that these drops are going to be coming in very, very soon. Right, and this is a very important high to be looking at. Here, what's good, Muhammad? Yeah. A little bit early. I was just saying that now before I started going over AU. Just 30 minutes. But it's all good. I figured, I'm like, yo, today's the last day of this session, right? Tomorrow's Friday, so most likely, right, understanding that Fridays more than likely won't give us any real good entries, right? Especially the Friday after we have 2 days of back-to-back news. So I was like, fuck it, we'll just do this real quick, and we'll see what we could get. Right, so CHF JPY is still not one that I'm keeping an eye on. Again, reason why, the same example from this morning, we have a strong weak low, right? We did break above the consolidation that we were in, and it gave us the imbalance candle at the push to the top side. So could price come back, retest, and then go right back up and do this type of movement here? Absolutely, right? But I also believe again that the fact that we went up, filled the gap, right? We filled the imbalance candle up here. Price still makes in the internal structure lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? I believe that price will give us another lower low down here, right? Somewhere in this zone to then go right back up again. But we'll keep an eye on this as well for tomorrow morning. We'll see how we wake up to where price is at, right? And so far it's just easy, right? Right now we know that we have this price as a retest, right? Or if price doesn't give us that retest, we know we have this high here that price could always break above, and we can look for our entries up here to continue this push to the top side. Right, that's a nice 36 pips. Wouldn't be too bad. No continuation, so we'll keep going. Euro AUD, we have 2 days of counter drop. So right now Euro AUD is really not on. Could we be looking for, I'm lying, right? Could we be looking for a sweep of the lows with this trade today? Possibly is what could happen. Right, you can see how price was at our point of interest, tapped it 3 times, threw a crazy wick at 8 o'clock with that news, went up, and now went right back below, and it broke below our point of interest. So again, that's the first point of interest, which I'm now taking out. Second point of interest is just these lows down here, waiting to see what price wants to do when price gets down here. EURCAD still in the zone of consolidation, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Right, we're still trading between this high and this low. So still not gonna mess with that one. Euro USD, we had a day of rise yesterday, right, which gave us the consolidation, broke, gave us the entry all of last night, then broke above our next zone, right, which was our next point of interest. gave us a retest right back on the zone to continue to go up, right? So did exactly what we saw, and we have 2 days of rise, right? So today, could we be expecting a new high to be made? Yes. Was that high already made? A new high was already made? Technically speaking, yes, with this wick. Now let's keep looking. Why wouldn't I be too antsy about getting in this trade? The same reason I wasn't yesterday. We're still making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? To where we're at now, lower highs. Could this be a lower high where price could go back down? Right, so I'm not going to be looking to take any of these trades on Euro USD until we start breaking above these highs up here. So right now I'm just letting Euro USD move, and is another pair where I'm most likely, well, we're already Friday, so it's definitely going to be a pair where we want to see how price reacts tomorrow. If price continues to go up, perfect, right? Why is that good? Because then that sets us up for next week, and we know we could catch these buys on the retest of the breaks of these highs, right, to give us that change of character. GJ, we have 2 days of drop, right? Another pair that right now these drops are happening in peak high territory, right? So we could go back to GJ's daily time frame and we could break that down. We had this break gave us this low and this high, right? And then internal structure, we're still making high, low, lower high, lower low, right? So we know that we're still between the lower high and the lower low. Instead of putting a box, I'm gonna put lines on it since it's not a 30-minute high or low. Right, break, retest to go down, right? And then the last green candle before the push. We'll put this here as well, actually. 10 pips, yeah, it's not bad. Remove this. This will be my zone of interest to where I want to see price pull back up to go back down. But let's go down to let's break this down from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. So GJ, right, again, yes, we're in peak high territory, right, but we still have a gap at the top. So I'm still saying that we're still making higher highs and higher lows until we go up here, right? Daily time frame, we had this daily high which broke, gave us this low, this high. This daily high broke recently, right? It just broke now. We add this line here. From here to here, I'm not looking at the wicks, I'm looking at the body closure. The body closure we got was up here, right? So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Gave us this higher high. So now we're trading between the lowest point here, which is here, right, and whatever high is being made up there. At this point, I'm not going to add anything. And then the candle that I'm going to use is the last red candle, which is here, the closure, with the wick of this green candle here, right? And that's our zone of where we want to see price respect. And then this one is the last green candle before the push down, and this is the last candle right now. So we'll just put this here, right? We have a month of rise. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. In the 4-hour time frame, we had this high that broke, gave us this low, and we have this high that broke, gave us this low, right, which then gave us a high. So at this point, we could see how price gave us a retest of the highs that were broken and gave us a 1, 2, 3 green engulfing, but this green engulfing doesn't have a bottom wick, so it's not a strong engulfing candle. With that being said, we could still see that the lows were still swept and price started pushing up. So with that being said, the fact that price did sweep the lows and we started pushing up is good. But the fact that price is telling us as well that this isn't a strong engulfing candle, that could give us kind of a heads up like, hey, price could still reverse, right? Nonetheless, also we're looking at the fact that it's Friday, right? If price ends above here, right, this will be the second week of rise. So next week we already know that we're looking for what? Another week of rise, right? So putting those two together, right, let's take a look at where we're at now in the market. We know we had this break, right, which that was, we were looking at, okay, this could be our first point of interest because this is the last red candle before the push, right? But we could see that price disrespected and just went down and covered the imbalance at this point, right? Didn't tap into the 30-minute lows, right? Missed it by a few pips and then just went away. Now we can see internal structure. We had high, low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now, right? The BOS happened here, retest to continue to go down. The last red candle or the last green candle before the push down was up here, right? Was this zones here. So if we would look for price, we know we're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. We know that we got the sweep of the lows, right? And we missed a 30-minute break. Trade idea number one would be if we break above these highs, then we know price is just going to continue to go and this 372 is not going to be valid, right? But if price goes into our point of interest, right, and we start seeing downtrend movements, then we know we could get into those trades to go short, to go down here. The GJ is not a bad one to keep an eye on. GU, 2 days of drop. On the third day today, price did not give us that new low, which is all good, right? We knew that again because that's counter. But I was expecting price to at least give me a sweep of the lows, and we didn't get that. So I'm going to delete this. Actually, I'm going to save showing us the sweep, right? And this one stays easy, right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low. We're still trading between this lower low and this lower high. So right now we have no trades until we break above this high. It's as simple as that, right? If we could get to break above these highs, then we know we have this clean traffic on the left hand side where price is just going to continue to go, right? But again, the same thing as the other pairs, right? The lows here on GU were never hit, so these are still strong lows that price could go and tap into. And right now price still making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? And this made higher low. So even in the 4-hour, the high that we really want to see being broken is this next one up here, right? To then cover up this imbalance on the left hand side, right? We have no continuations right now. We're just at the top of consolidation. We're looking for price to bounce off to 200 right now on the daily time frame. That's where we were at. The 30-minute time frame, we're on the 200 right now. So price is already reacting lovely to that. Broke above, retest to continue to go. But at this point, just gonna wait too close to the comfort with the high of the day. US30. 2 days of rise. Today being the third day already gave us that new high, so I'm not too worried about it. Right, where is price as well? Price went back into the 78.6 retracement. Right, so now here at the 78.6 is gonna get interesting, right? Because now we're right back at the high of the day, right? Or the daily zone high. We're right back at the 4-hour high, right? So at this point, we also know that at one point we had a 15-minute time frame engulfing candle as well. So this is gonna be one where the lower time frame is gonna be our friend. Sorry, give me 1 second. You know, and we want to start seeing price. Obviously, if we want to start looking for shorts, we want to start looking for price to make lower lows and lower highs, right? But until then, like, I'm not really like, we're more where else could price go at this point? I don't have a valid answer. US30 is it's on its own when it comes to that. So at this point, again, all we could do is just wait and see where price really wants to just continue to go to. Other than that, we just gotta continue to follow market structure, right? We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows, so until we don't see lower lows, lower highs, we can't even go into those trades going short, right? So US30, we're just gonna skip over. USDCAD 2 days of counter drop, so is another one where I'm not 100% wanting to continue to look at for now. But it did go to the zone that we were talking about this morning, which is a 78.6% retracement on the fib. Why? Because again, it was just also to cover the imbalance that was created, just like every other pair that we were looking for, to give us this pullback. So now again, now that price is at the 78.6 fib retracement, we're right back at that zone, which is also the retest of the zone. This is where we would want to go into the lower time frame, right, and start looking for our change of character BOSs to the top side, right? We have lower low, lower high, right, which then gave us this lower low, a little pullback here, lower high, to where we're at now, lower low, right? So if we really want to see price, we want to see price give us a change of character, right? After it gives us a change of character, right, we need to see price give us a BOS. Then a retest, this is where we're getting in to continue to push the top side. Until we don't get that, there's really no trades for us. Gold, and again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Any pairs that you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything you guys don't understand, let me know. But again, today's session is relatively quicker than the other ones, just cause tomorrow's Friday, right? So, I don't really trade Fridays. On top of the fact that I don't really trade Fridays, I also don't well, my bad, I was reading a text and I completely just lost my train of thought. I don't trade Fridays, right? Oh, and we had the news, right? The news that we had this week, today and on Tuesday, we already did ADR for the week because of the news. So with that being said, I'm also not really expecting a lot of movements tomorrow in the markets. So either way, we'll see, right? We'll wake up, we'll see how everything looks. If we have any trades, then we'll continue to look. If not, then we'll get ready for next week. Nothing wrong with that, right? But today gold's trade was they did us a little dirty, man. They missed the entry by fucking a pip and a half. But it's all good. Went straight to STP, right? And as soon as it did STP, it turned around. So that's why understanding the daily moves and understanding ADR, and also we understand that this is the pullback for now, right? So Bitcoin gave us hasn't finished yet, should be done here at 7. We'll call it a no net for now. It's moving sideways. So any questions? If you guys don't have any questions, that'll be today's class. 30-minute gap on oil was filled after 3 days of rise. On the third day gave us a rise drop, so today we were expecting a day of rise. Didn't give us a new high, but it did finish on a day of rise. It's perfect, right? Doing exactly what it needs to do. 4-hour time frame, we had a rise drop, right? Because on the third week we had a rise drop. Last week we were expecting a week of rise. We got that. Right, daily there's really no continuations after 3 months of drop, or after 3 weeks, or after 3 days. Market must chopper rise. That's exactly what happened. We went up. So all good, thanks, no problem, my brother. We went over Euro AUD. That's one of the first ones. Still, obviously, you can see that price is in the middle of the trend, middle of the zones. Even in the 30-minute time frame, right? The 30-minute lows and highs were still in the middle of them too. So, I'm not too. We could take this off now because we're not here no more, right? We're now trading between this high and this low, right? So technically now we're at the lows of these. Euro AUD is the one that looks the most promising out of all the pairs today. If we could get price to go into these lows down here, then we'll get price to continue to go up. right? And again, we have no continuations. We're just at the bottom of consolidation. In the daily time frame, we are just in the middle of the zone. So that's the whole biggest thing with this. It's just a daily time frame, but we'll keep an eye on it. Can't take that 372 once you make the low. Yeah, you could take that. Once it sweeps the low, it gives us that 372. On the third day low, it could go up. But again, if we really look at it, it already gave us that new low already. So this one now is waiting to see, right, if price is gonna break, or if price is going to just go down here to do this, or if price is gonna break these highs here. Right. And then also the 5-minute, we could go off the 5-minute. We had higher high, or low high, low high, low lower high, lower low. Right. So if we could get a change of character, right, for them price to give us a BOS retest, then we'll continue to go up. But alright guys, we'll leave it at that. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. We'll be live 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. If we have any trades, we'll take them. If not, then we'll be back Sunday morning 11 a.m. and then again all of next week, Monday through Friday, for the live trading session. See you guys tomorrow.